Good evening, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, Shri Lal Krishna Advani, Shri R.P. Gupta, Shri Ravindra Kumar, distinguished Union Ministers, Members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me express my deep gratitude to all of you for honoring me, being present on the happy occasion of bringing out a publication by Statesman on the photo essays of my activities as 13th President of the Republic of India. Frankly speaking, I was little unwilling and I felt shy of and wondered what benefit we will have by having this photo essays and photo album. But my friends in the Statesman, they thoroughly convinced me. When I put my queries to them, that every program of President is communicated to the media through press release, and almost every function is covered by the media. So, what purpose would it be served by bringing it a photo album, pictorial story of the 5 years of presidency? Answer was truly convincing, simple. They pointed out that what appears in the media, Mr. President, is extremely short-lived. It has its currency till the next headline. Sometimes maybe 24 hours, or sometimes it may be even less. Therefore, there is a need for the posterity, if somebody wants to pursue it, wants to know, they should have access. Distinguished guests, you shall have to keep in mind, when I say that as a Bengali, and particularly as a Calcuttan, I grew literally with Statesman. Not only me, my contemporaries, or even before that, Statesman was inevitable, and there was a humor that even a communist cadre would refuse to go to the rural areas if he is not assured that in the morning he will get a copy of Statesman, if not on the same day, but at least of the previous day. That was the situation. So when the request comes from Statesman, I thought that I cannot but accept it. And I express my deep gratitude to Sri Gupta, Ravindra Kumar ji, and Binod Joshi ji for bringing out this book, photo essays, and covering the 5 years period of 13th presidency. One personal incident I will mention too. I was not even in politics then. I was a student of postgraduate class in history, modern history in Calcutta University. At that point of time, in those, even now and in those days, it was very prevalent that eminent persons were sent, especially two socialist countries, China and Russia. They received large number of eminent personalities as editors, teachers, writers, playwrights, actors. And they used to come and give and make their impressions available to the people. So one such editor of a Bengali daily was invited to visit Soviet Russia. He came, and he was also a very, not only powerful editor, but a very powerful poet. And he wrote a poem on his impression on visit of Russia, that a new awakening has taken place. I'm talking of the late 50s and early 60s. And he visited the Central Asian republics, and very passionate, long poetry he wrote. I do not know what struck my mind. I wrote a letter to the editors in Statesman protesting that why can't he see the awakening of a new generation of people in the valleys of Damodar or Mahanadi or Mayurakshi, where also awakening of new people coming out of poverty are being created. Then I went to inquire what is the fate of my adventure, and I was surprised. When I inquired it about the desk, I was told and sent to somebody senior, unfortunately I do not remember the name. He met me. He said, I got your letter. It's very good. But young man, I would like to give you an advice. When somebody writes, a creator, a poet, an artist, a novelist, he is not confined by any territorial limitations or geographical limitations or in any particular time frame. As a young man, you keep in mind that creative mind is to be respected, whether it is in the context of a land not known to you. I do feel, unfortunately I do not remember, but this is a very solid advice to a young man who has always kept that mind, that art can never be limited, creative faculties can never be limited by time or by geography or by circumstances. Truly, it is beyond time, beyond any limitation. Its appeal is universal. And at the same time, I must very candidly admit you that most of the time we disagree. My views were not agreed to by the statesman. Similarly, the views of the statesman were not acceptable or agreed to me. But we both agreed that we will agree to disagree with each other. And long 60 years or even more than that, myself and statesman are lived in that circumstances, that we love each other and also we quarrel each other, we argue with each other, and finally we agree and we agree to disagree again from the next day. I am deeply grateful to you, Mr. Gupta and Mr. Ravindra Kumar, and particularly to Mr. Joshi, who has taken the trouble of traveling with me over a long period of time. And my travel schedule really was very hectic. And truly, sometimes it appeared, as I read in a beautiful poetry, perhaps either Thomas More or Robert Sade, time is being compared with a gypsy man. Time, you old gypsy man. And there, in course of the description, it is said, last week in Babylon, last night in Rome, right now under Paul's Dome. Paul's Dome means St. Paul's Dome. So like a gypsy man, I travel a lot, and Mr. Joshi had the trouble of traveling with me to different places to take the picture, apart from Rashtrapati Bhavan and various other functions. I am deeply grateful to you, and I take this opportunity to express my deep gratitude and appreciation to Prime Minister. Normally, I am not making any comment right now. Little more than 3 years, we have acted in close cooperation. It is not that there cannot be any divergence of view. Surely there have been divergences of views, but we have been able to keep that divergences, if there be any, only to ourselves. It did never find any place anywhere, and it did not affect the relationship between the President and the Prime Minister, between the titular head and the actual head of the administration and the Council of Ministers. Many a times, Finance Minister is present here. I do not know how many times I have given him trouble of calling him and consulting, why this, why not this, and finally, I must say, he convinced me like an able and effective advocate, and I had to concede to his reasoning, and functioning of the government was never disturbed, was never stopped, was never delayed, perhaps I can claim with confidence. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.